Demari, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be doing the weekly tarot reading for the sign of Taurus. Please keep in mind it is a general reading, so it may not apply to each and every one of you. However, you can take a look at this week's reading in regards to your Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs. So do take a look at your natal chart, see the corresponding zodiac signs and see which video's title resonates for you most. Now, when it comes to the spread, I'll be pulling one card from each of the 3 oracle decks that I have here. So we'll start off firstly by getting the key theme and energies of the week using the Quantum Oracle. We'll then get a card serving as divine guidance from the Moonology, and then we'll get messages of support and or healing from the Healing Mantra deck. With regards to the tarot, I'll be using the Intuitive deck and clarifying further with the Waite. Now, just to let you know, the reason you can see a difference in setup, I've moved back into my old apartment. I did do a reading for you at the time that I performed the rest of the readings for next week, the week of the 4th to the 10th, but unfortunately I accidentally permanently deleted the footage. So I'm having to do a fresh reading for you guys, so sorry that yours is coming out a little bit later than I initially anticipated, but that's the reason for it. I just accidentally deleted your reading and I couldn't get it back no matter how much I tried to recover it, so I'm just doing a fresh reading for you guys. So let's get into it without further ado. So just while I shuffle your cards again, I want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been liking, commenting, subscribing and even sharing my videos. It means a lot to have your continued support, so thank you so much for being a part of this community. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do, and don't forget to hit the notifications bell so you're informed of when your next set of readings go up on the channel. If you'd like a personal reading with myself, you can find the information in the description box below. So, Taurus, the card you have from the Quantum Oracle is the Vast Universe in reverse. Okay, the Vast Universe. Yeah. So this is it. I feel like for some time, a lot of you have felt that disconnect. And it's not to say that you are disconnected from Source, the universe, the gods and goddesses, the divine, you know, whatever you really resonate with on a spiritual level. It's just to say, I mean, you're always connected. You can never not be. You are part of the universe, okay? It's just that on some level you've been feeling that disconnect because of the disconnect that's happening within, okay? So you're being asked to recenter yourself, to take some time out to reconnect with Source, because there is an important message that's trying to come through at this time. There is some divine guidance that's available to you if you just take a moment to stay still and be open to receiving the message, okay? So the universe is definitely trying to reach out to you. If there's something you've been really struggling with, there is guidance coming in, but you have to be open to the divine guidance, okay? Otherwise, there's no way you're going to receive it. So let's continue and see what the Moonology has to say. So what guidance can we give Taurus at this time to help them open up again, re-establish their connection with Source, take some time out for the self, to tune into those ascendant energies? What's going to help Taurus to do that at this time? Yeah, exactly. New moon in Pisces energy. Meditate and contemplate. So yeah, literally taking time out to do that, to tap in to those energies that are coming in for you, to be open to receiving the communications, right, that are trying to enter. And then once you get those downloads, once you really get a sense of what those messages are, take time out to reflect on that, to really integrate the understanding that you've reached from having that interaction or encounter or having those downloads, right? You need to take time out in order to do that though. So if you're too busy running around taking care of material matters, you're not really going to be in the right energy to receive this communication, right? And much less so be able to process it. So yeah, it's important that you give yourself time out of your day so that you can check in with self, check in with Source, and see what is the message that's trying to be relayed to you at this time. What support are you trying to, or what support they are trying to offer you at this time that's going to really benefit you moving forward. So let's see what the healing mantra has to say. What messages of healing and support can we provide Taurus at this time with whatever it is they're facing? So you have unraveling codependency. And it says here, only I have to feel good about my choices. Only I have to feel good about my choices. Yeah, so you've been making some life changes, I feel, recently. You may have had some difficulties around certain decisions that you've been trying to come to, or where you feel your life is going, what path to take. Perhaps you've had some conflict around that. Maybe you've taken a new path and family haven't been so supportive with that, or perhaps, you know, in the past or even up until very recently, you were in a codependent relationship, you were leaning on each other too heavily, and maybe you were losing a sense of identity. So Source is trying to help you rediscover who you are, right? Or perhaps you're even forming a new identity at this time as you are being tapped on the shoulder to expand, and so you're having to relearn who you are as you detach your energy from another. So that's also possible. Take it however it resonates for your specific situation. So let's continue and we'll go into the Taurus. I'm just going to shuffle again. But yeah, definitely got a lot of divine communication that's trying to come in for you, trying to show you the way. I feel like Source is trying to help point you towards your true north, right? It knows what you've been asking, what it is you've been seeking. Oh my gosh, that was a terrible shuffle. It knows what you've been asking for, what you've been seeking outside of the self, but it's trying to help you come back to center so you rediscover the fact that actually what you're seeking lies within. And the more you realize that and tap into your own inner light, divinity, use your intuition as your compass, regardless of what anyone else says, that's what's going to bring you towards the very thing that you've been asking for. Okay, so I feel like on some level you're having to go against the way and the established order, the established way of doing things. I'm surprised, like, you know, status quo didn't come up actually, because I'm getting a bit of that coming through as well. Okay, so let's go into the tarot messages. First card out is the Five of Pentacles in reverse. That's your energy, Earth energy, along with Capricorn and Virgo. So yeah, it's like rewriting the script, okay? It's a different way of looking at it. Rather than looking at, you know, situations or, you know, connections in a negative light, i.e. if you have recently gone through a breakup or you're going through the process of separating from a serious commitment with someone, I feel like you're being asked to revise the way you view the situation, that you are not being left behind even if the other person is initiating this separation or had initiated this separation. You are not being left behind. It was divinely guided because the situation was no longer serving you or this person, right? Because you're headed in different directions, right? There is a new world of opportunity opening up to you if you are open to it, right? The next card you have is the Page of Swords. So air energy, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Could be dealing with an air sign or have it in your chart. But yeah, it's a new approach. This is talking about a new way of doing things, a new way of looking at things, a new perspective, learning how to trust in the self again as well. You know, I feel like it's telling you that the old way of doing things isn't going to serve you moving forward. Therefore, you have to be open to trying new things, taking a new perspective, being open-minded, right? Having that childlike curiosity about, you know, your own expansion, your spiritual journey, you know, what information is available to you that can come in at this time that's going to give you a deeper sense of meaning to your life and also a deeper awareness of self. So this is very very, very spiritual, this particular reading. This is very much about your spiritual journey, your personal growth and expansion. The next card you have is the Queen of Wands, specifically associated with Aries. So you could have Aries in your chart. You could be an Aries, Taurus, cusper. That's possible, or this could be the person that you are dealing with. Now, I feel like there's a reason why you're finding it difficult to fully let go and release the situation, because you saw this person as charismatic, charming, confident, beautiful, handsome, right? Just because it's a queen, it doesn't mean that it's a female. This is just the divine feminine aspect of this person, right? Their femininity, because we all have feminine and masculine attributes. You know that at this point. But yeah, I feel like this person is, at least on the surface, there was everything you wanted, right? They were very outgoing. They were, very self-aware, self-assured. You were probably very attracted to them. I don't doubt that you were very passionate towards this person. You still feel a lot of intensity with this connection. You still feel very drawn to this person, but you're understanding where perhaps you got lost in them and in this connection because they had traits that you strive to have or incorporate into your own being. So say, for example, that what you love about this person most is their confidence. It's likely because on some level you're feeling that you have a lack of confidence or self-esteem. So you are trying to absorb those qualities yourself through this connection, right? Hopefully that makes sense. That is pretty much at the essence of codependency, but there are other variables as well. Next card you have is the Four of Swords, okay? More air energy. So this is speaking of healing, right? Recuperation, resting, respite, taking time out to reflect, to check in with self, as I was saying, right? It's just more of the same message, really, that it is absolutely essential that you do this at this point, right? That you are being really encouraged to make meditation and mindfulness an absolute priority. It is needed for your well-being in mind, body, and spirit. So if you are new to meditation, I recommend checking out some guided meditations. There's a lot of apps out there that can help you with that, to get you into, the routine of doing that. And then once it becomes easier for you, then you can develop your own techniques and methods. Next card you have is the Two of Wands in reverse, okay? So this is what I'm talking about. For too long, you've not been standing in your power. You've been seeing as life happening to you rather than for you. But the universe is trying to relay this message that that's not the case, right? And whatever you give your power over to ultimately has control over you. So that is essential for you to understand. Because otherwise, if you continue to give your power away to others and to circumstances and situations, you're never going to get the result that you're hoping for. Okay, so it's very important that you do the work in order to stand truly in your power. And then finally, the last card you have is the Ten of Cups in reverse. So yeah, I feel like on some level you possibly thought that this relationship or situation could go the distance, right? But you're coming to the realization that that's not the case, possibly because you're on different paths, or what the Ten of Cups looks like to you is very different to this person, or you're simply not at that point yet. You're not ready to commit to that level because you still have a lot of inner work to do, right? Or you feel like you don't even know what this Ten of Cups is for you at this point because everything is changing, everything is shifting for you. So you're having to relearn and rediscover what does emotional fulfillment mean to you. So very, very interesting messages, very clear as well, which I really like. They're coming in very, very, very strongly. So I know for a fact that this is part of, the communication that the universe wants to give you at this time. That perhaps you've either been overlooking or you've not been open to receiving. So we'll go into the clarifications now. Okay. and see what else we can uncover here. But it feels pretty, it feels pretty clear. It's pretty obvious what is being communicated. I feel like it's a message that just resounds throughout the whole spread, However you look at, whatever part of this reading you look at, it's relaying the same message, right? But I feel like that's what you're doing. I feel like you are slowly but surely beginning to open up again. Starting to trust that the universe actually does have your back. And that it's trying to help you come to the understanding of what your true north is, what your life purpose is, and what kind of connection is going to withstand the test of time, but it also means putting the work into yourself first, right? So clarifying, if I can pick it up, clarifying the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. You have the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, and you have the Page of Wands in reverse. So fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sag. That's really interesting. Because, this is essentially saying the same thing what we just discussed. That the way you look at it is really going to shape how you feel about the situation. Because what you see as someone abandoning you or walking away or not wanting to bring balance to the situation is actually in your highest good, okay? It's meant to unfold this way because of what you're learning, because of what you're coming out of, the energy you're coming out of. This is helping you on your spiritual quest for ascension, for healing, for having that deep understanding of self and the role you play in this timeline, right? So even though it may stem from a situation that was difficult, that was challenging, it's actually serving your highest good, okay? So it all depends on how you view the situation and if you're open to receiving that message the universe is trying to relay. Clarifying the Page of Swords here. You have the Death card in reverse, so Scorpio energy, and you have the Knight of Cups. Okay. So water energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So very strong Scorpio here. You could have been dealing with a Scorpio or a Pisces, or possibly even a Cancer. I'm getting a lot of water energy as well in general. So yeah, I feel like, it's really recalibrating the way you look at things. It's changing your perspective. It's forcing you into taking a new approach, because where in the past you may feel reluctant to just close your heart space and not offer love anymore, it's shifting you into the understanding of where more love needs to be given in a situation, but to yourself, right? Because I feel like that's where you're manifesting codependent relationships because of a lack of self-love, right? There on some level you are dependent on, receiving that love from someone else because you never really took the time to do the inner work, at least not to the extent that is required, so that you're able to offer that love back to yourself. And then from that, you'll be in a position where you're ready to truly embark in a new love connection, right? So it's a real change of doing things. It's a change of pace. Maybe before you'd be very quick to offer up your heart. Maybe you generally wear it on your sleeve. But you're being asked to temper that energy. I'm surprised temperance hasn't come up, because I'm getting that as well. It's like, because as well, a lot of you who've been following my channel for some time know that I read intuitively. So it's not just dependent on what cards come up, but it's mostly about the energy that I'm tapping into. And yeah, I feel like a lot of you do wear your heart on your sleeve. You always put your best foot forward because you have a lot to give. But right now you're being asked to give back to yourself. Clarifying the Queen of Wands. You have the 5 of Pentacles again. So the numbers 555 and 555 could be really important to you at this time. Do check out that in terms of numerology if you feel like that's resonating with you, if you're seeing synchronistic events taking place with that number appearing. The number 5 does speak of the material. It speaks of, you know, the physical 3D reality and, you know, actual manifestation. So yeah, I feel like it is requiring a change of pace, a change of environment. Things are shifting, as I said, around you. And you also have the 9 of Cups in reverse, okay? Water energy again. So yeah, I feel like this person, whoever you was dealing with, is initiating this breakup because they're recognizing where neither of you are actually happy and that you're both holding yourselves back from truly being in a vibration of being self-fulfilled, right? So this person is understanding that. They're also understanding how this is becoming codependent. And I feel like that's why they are choosing to remove themselves from the situation. Soon, I feel like you'll come to that understanding as well, why it needed to happen. So, again, a change of perspective is required here. Don't see this as you being abandoned, because I do get a sense that you're seeing this as you being abandoned or rejected. But it's not about that. It's about doing what is right for the both of you at this time. Clarifying the 4 of Swords. You have the 6 of Swords in reverse, and you have the 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, you need that time out. You need time to process this and to heal from this, because it has been difficult for you, okay? It is difficult for you. And again, I feel like on some level you're kind of you're not wanting to accept the situation for what it is, because you feel like this person perhaps is giving up too easily, and that actually, you know, you both should be working on this together, and that's not taking place because, you know, this person simply just gave up on you and that's it. But again, I feel like that's kind of a very surface level view of the situation, because what we discussed is the reality, okay? For those of you who I'm resonating with, those of you who I'm picking up on, you know, that's the truth of the situation, not how it appears on the surface, right? Because this isn't actually going anywhere, right? That's why you need that time to process what's happening, because the relationship wasn't actually going to lead to the 10 of Cups, right? Your person walked away because they know they're not even experiencing the 9 of Cups, right? Neither of you are. So it's time to release it. But I feel like right now you're trying to stall them walking away, or trying to find a way if there's anything that you can do to turn the situation around. But actually what is required of you is to heal, to process, and to open yourself up through meditation to that divine assistance and healing that's available to you as well, okay? Clarifying the 2 of Wands. You have the High Priestess, so that's Pisces energy. Could be, again, strong Pisces here, so you could be dealing with a Pisces or have it in your chart. And you also have the 8 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, this is it. I mean, I feel like, yeah, on some level you already know this. Intuitively, your higher self is fully aware of the situation and why it's unfolding the way it is. It was always meant to unfold this way, because it's helping you to come to that deeper understanding of where perhaps you have abandoned yourself for too long. And it's time to turn that around. It's time to, rather than walk away from situations that force you to take a look at your wounds, the emotional wounds that you've been carrying, it's time to actually address them head on, because, as I said, you're not in your power, right? You're kind of relying on relationships and some connections you have to make you feel empowered. So that's why you're being forced to kind of confront this now. And then finally, clarifying the 10 of Cups in reverse. You have the Hierophant in reverse, so that's you, Taurus, and the Empress. So here you are again, that's your card along with Libra. So yeah, this is all screaming of you. I know this does touch on, you know, obviously a relationship or some kind of romantic situation that's come to a head, but I feel like this is all about you, right? This is about you coming into true alignment with self, you know, higher self, and bringing the shadow aspect into its rightful place, right? With the ego smack bang in the middle of all of that. And I feel like that's the thing, you know, your higher self is really not being acknowledged at this point, even though ultimately when you are in your highest vibration, you are the Empress. You manifest abundance like no tomorrow. Whatever you want, you can have. That's what it's trying to tell you. You want the Ten of Cups, you can have the Ten of Cups. But it does require you to listen to this higher knowledge, right? This higher power. And I mean, in terms of higher power, I mean your higher self, the universe, source, right? Your spirit guides and ancestors could be trying to relay something important to you as well, trying to point you in the right direction. Don't ignore the signs, okay? Don't ignore the signs, because it's all trying to help you come back to center and realize just how incredibly abundant and powerful you really are, right? Once you get into that vibration, you'll start to manifest the very things you've been seeking. You know, it'll be manifestations from the right energy rather than from the wrong energy. So yeah, Taurus, I can see why this reading had to be completed for you. It's definitely more potent than the initial reading that I did. So, you know, I don't believe in coincidences at all. So it's not a coincidence that it was your particular reading that I had to redo, because this message, absolutely, there are some of you out there that needed to hear this. So for those of you who is relevant for, sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied all over the place. I really hope this reading helps you. Do let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found it useful, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. And don't forget the notifications bell. And yeah, I mean, just take that time out. Check in with self. Be open to receiving those communications. Be open to receiving the signs. Take a look at the signs. You know, do the meditations. And yeah, just be open to the fact that maybe this was supposed to lead you to something better, something that really is in line with what you're asking for. But first, you need to be in alignment with it. And that's what this is all about, okay? So sending you guys lots of love, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.